Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today is a sunny day and I had to come and get my car serviced. So I decided to do this video live to talk to you guys a little bit for those of you who are in the beauty industry, or maybe you're even a business that has been closed during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm going to take the earpiece out because it's just going to continue to hear wind and more wind. So yes, my hair is still jacked up because I have not gone back to work. I officially do not go back to work until June the 15th. But I decided to use this time to assist those of you who are going to be reopening, because there's a couple things that they don't tell us and a couple things that they do tell us. So first things first, if you are planning to reopen, I do not, and I can stress this highly, I do not recommend you jumping headfirst. And because they say you can open tomorrow, you go and open tomorrow. This is a time when it's best that you plan this out, that you go through and you really create a plan for your business when it is time for you to open. So if they decide that, oh, salons can open back on Monday, May whatever, and today is Monday, or today is Friday, whatever date, am I going to just jump and go back and open without having an action plan? No. I know money is of importance, but also safety is very important as well. And every time I look at my head, I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I don't comb my hair, I'm just going to lose my mind. But you know how it goes. That's how things are. Now, first things first, as I said, an action plan is very important. And when I say an action plan, the action plan basically is going to detail to yourself how you plan on booking your clients, the time intervals that you need per service, how many clients you are able to see in a day. Some of us are used to taking 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30 clients in a day. I know I'm over exaggerating, but some of us are used to these numbers of clients to now have to go backwards. And now you are limiting yourself to maybe 3, 4, 5 clients in a day, depending on how many hours you work. With that being said, that is a major scale back. That is not a very small thing to do, because you're used to doing things in a certain fashion, right? So what I had to do, and this is just for me, I had to scale down from having 10 clients, 11 clients in a day, to now going to 2 to 3 clients in a day. Was it a very aggravating thing? Yes, it was. Was it something that I said I complained and bitched about the whole time? Yes, I did. And I had to really get out of the pity party and really just say, okay, Crystal, this is just how it's going to be for the time being until there's a level of control. But guess what? We don't have any ability to make any changes to how the laws and rules and regulations are going to work, nor do you have the ability to protect yourself any more than you possibly can. And you have to take that into your own hands. So I always tell people, don't look at it in a negative light, look at it in a positive light, because you could be sitting at home not making $1 whatsoever. You're not getting unemployment, you're not getting anything, and you still have bills to pay. So let's just be thankful for that. Now, the first part of the action plan, as I said, is you want to determine how many clients you're able to see in a day. How many people can you see in one day? How much time do you have to allot per service? So like for me, I deal with natural hair and I deal with relaxed hair. I do not do a lot of weaving, but for those of you that do weaving, you know how long it takes you to do an installation of any sort. You know this already from start to finish. So what I would basically do is I'd sit down and I go through all of the services that I offer. This is another reason why I find online booking or automated booking is very important, because it saves you a lot of time. But for those of you that you are not using online booking or automated booking, and you take phone calls and book, you are also able to better stagnate your day. So that's also a plus as well. I'm not going to say that taking calls and all of that is a bad thing. That's actually a great thing for those of you that are really doing things during the pandemic, because you're able to place people next to things that you know don't take as much time. Whereas for me, I do automated booking. So what I decided to do was, I know it takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours from start to finish to do one client. Now, if I had the ability where I could break the day up and I can do multiple people, of course, the time would stretch slightly, but because I'm doing one person at a time, I know that it takes me about 2 hours per client. So that is what I did. I segmented my day to 2 hours per client. I did not change my hours of operation. I'm not going to allow this pandemic to change how I do business. I'm not going to allow it to change my ethics and standards in business. I know that I open at a certain hour and I close at a certain hour, so that part of my business won't change. The amount of clients that I see in a day will. With that being said, I have that luxury because that is the way that I've always ran business. But some people didn't have any ethics or morals before they started, and now you have to gain some. So now's the time that you really want to make sure you put that in your action plan so you know exactly what it is that you are working for, okay? Now that you know how much time you need to allot, because I said it's 2 hour intervals for me, at that point, I'm not going to be able to offer all these services that I would offer before. I can't offer 8 hour services. I can't offer 10 hour services. I can't have clients sitting in the salon with me, which I never did anyway, but I know some of you book that way. I can't have 10 clients sitting there waiting on me. So I also had to limit the services that I was able to provide. So for me, I do hair care and hair care only. I do offer extensions, but because of the limitation in the pandemic, I am not offering any extension services because I know that those are time taking services. If you are a stylist that only offers services that are like extensions and wigs, then you definitely are able to take up those appointments. For me, I am eliminating those appointments for the time being. I'm also not taking any long hour color services because color services is another one that I do not have control of the time. Why I say that is a client can come in for a full color. That full color sounds like a full color. But when they come in, a full color to them might be a service that takes me 8 hours. They were only booked for 2. So if I know that it is a service that is not able to be managed by time, I am going to eliminate or disregard or, deactivate that service for right now. You're not going to be able to service every type of client. You're not going to be able to service every type of client. Now is the time where you have to be picky. Now is the time when you have to have standards. You have to have ethics and you have to have morals. Now is the time for those of you where you have been lost in your business and you didn't know anything about your business. You were just aggravated. You were tired. Now's the time that you're going to be able to regain that momentum and regain that love for what you're doing because you are able to be more catered to your services. Because a lot of people didn't have that before. A lot of people had no time constraints. A lot of people didn't have any of that. Hey, Octavia. Hey, everybody say hey to Octavia. Octavia has just joined the Elite Hair Care team. So you guys will be hearing from her more often. Say hey and tell her congratulations. It's well deserved, y'all, okay? It's well deserved. She's been a part of the team without even being a part of the team. So it's well deserved. Anyhow, outside of now you know what services you can offer, what services you cannot offer, how much time you need. You definitely want to make sure that you have now created a plan of action of how you're going to be dealing with the clients when they come in. Because let's keep in mind, the COVID-19 pandemic is all about hygiene. That's clearly all it's about. All about hygiene. 100% about hygiene. This is a virus, and the only way viruses can be eliminated is through proper hygiene. Okay? No touching, no sniffling, no smelling, no coughing, no sneezing, no chewing gum. Those of you who like to chew gum with your mouth open, I bet you don't do that now. But this is something that you have to take into account if you are a stylist or a beauty professional. We are in an industry where we cannot stand 6 feet away from our client and work on them. We cannot Zoom and do our client's hair. We cannot do any of those things. We have to be up on them at all times. So with that being said, what plan did you create and I call it a safety plan. So we're going to call this your safety plan. So we have our client booking plan. Now we have our safety plan. Everything needs to be written out. Everything needs to be I'm reading Octavia's message, Lord. Everything needs to be detailed. And I always say, write this down, because when you write something down, you won't forget it. When you think of something, you will forget. Okay? So now we're creating our safety plan. For me, I'm going to use my safety plan as a stylist. I know that certain things that I use are going to be touching a client. I know that I am in a room that is no more than 10 to 11 feet in width, okay? That means that social distancing is almost a negative because I cannot social distance anyone outside of me and that one client. So I know I cannot have multiple people in my room. Okay, I know that my client touches my chair, they touch the shampoo bowl, and they touch the dryer. Those are three areas that I know for certain my client is going to touch. I also know that my client will be touching my combs because I have to comb their hair. My client will be touching my capes that go around their body. So they do not make 100% disposable shampoo or styling capes. Now's the time where if you are smart, if you want to invent that, go right on ahead. But a way to make a disposable cape is to use a clear trash bag. I know that sounds trashy, but it works. A clear trash bag can serve as a disposable cape. Why? Because it is clear, it is plastic, it is movable, it is something that won't be uncomfortable for the client, and the client will be able to take it off and throw it away. The client won't have to touch you, and you won't have to touch the client's body. Okay? So disposable capes are definitely a must. Towels, I wouldn't recommend doing disposable towels because guess what? Disposable towels are paper towels. If you are at a shampoo bowl and you're shampooing a client with a disposable towel, it is not going to last. So what I would say is I would double up on the amount of towels that you have available to yourself in your salon or in your environment where you work, because this is also something that is going to touch your client. And you do not want to give this or put something on them that can be cross-contaminated. So definitely I would say using towels is great, but you want to double up on your towels so you never have to use the same towel more than once on that client. Okay? I also recommend that if you are using towels, that you definitely use bleach safe towels so that you are able to put Clorox bleach in your washer when you are washing them. That's very important so that you are able to disinfect those towels at wash day. Okay? Another safety tool. From me in my salon, I will be taking body temperatures when they come in with using a touchless thermometer. I do not recommend using the thermometers that you have to swipe across their head. I do not recommend you using the thermometers that you need to put in their ear. I do not recommend you using any thermometer that has to touch their body. Once again, we are talking about hygiene, hygiene, and hygiene. Touchless thermometers can be found on Amazon. I found one for $69 and I was able to get it in enough time. And this is another reason why I said you do not want to rush and open. You want to make sure you have a plan, because touchless thermometers are not something you can get up and go and buy today. If you have that ability, great. If you don't have that ability, absolutely not. Okay? So definitely, I recommend getting a touchless thermometer so that you are able to get yourself accustomed to checking the temp of your clients when they come in. For me, I regulated the temperature that I will allow in my salon at 98.6 degrees because I know legally anything above 98.7 degrees is considered a low grade temperature. COVID-19 does not necessarily mean that client has to have a high grade fever. Okay, so we're not talking about a common cold. We are talking about anything that resembles a sickness or virus starting. Because remember, a person can have a virus and not even know that they have a virus. They just feel like, man, I just feel like I got allergies today. And symptoms of allergies can also be known to be something that has to do with COVID-19. So these tips are not going to immune you from anything, but it definitely is going to put you in a place to be a lot safer and for your clients to be a lot safer. And the same way that you are checking your client's temperature, you should be checking your own. Okay? You are not immune either. We are in a place where we are talking to people, we're dealing with people, we're walking around people, people are around us. We are in the environment just the same. So every single day before you go in or before you start a client, you should be checking your own temp and logging what your temperature was. Logging what your temperature was. Every single time you walk into your salon, you have a little log sheet where you are logging what your temperature was. And what I also suggest is that for your clients, if you are booking them online, you create a profile for them online where every time they come in, you document what their temperature was when they walked in. Because now we're in a time where liability is very important. And clients, no disrespect, I love you guys to the dearest of my ability, but people lie. People like to abuse things, and people will use any situation whatsoever to gain a dollar. Okay? And before you allow them to use your business to their advantage, you cover your tracks and you cover yourself. So definitely you want to make sure that every time a client comes in, if you're writing this client stuff down, you write their name, the date they came in, and what their temperature was when they came in. It's called accountability. It's called accountability. It's called accountability and responsibility for your business and your brand. If you're not going to protect yourself and your business, then there's no point of you being in this industry. Okay, these are things that we're not taught. We're not taught to write things down. We're not taught to be accountable for anything. We're taught that, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to the job. I make all this money. I'm bad. I'm this bad bitch. But you don't even know how to write down anything in a logbook. You don't even know how to write down your client's formula for their color. Okay? So now is definitely the time that you want to make sure that you are writing down and being accountable for every client that walks in and out. Okay? You definitely want to make sure that you invest in some disinfecting spray. And if you can get yourself some disinfecting wipes, great. If you cannot get disinfecting wipes, I'm going to show you how to make your own. Listen, and listen close. I hope you guys are writing this down. How to make some disinfecting wipes when there are none in the store? Well, the stores don't run out of baby wipes. Stores don't run out of baby wipes. And if they do, there's always a store that has them. You can go on Amazon and buy baby wipes. Really easy to get. Stores are now making sure that they triple stock up on bleach. Bleach is no longer hard to get. Now, during the pandemic, when it first started, everybody decided that they want to go buy 82,000 bottles of bleach that are in bottles that will melt. Bleach cannot sit for too long. So when you bought 300 bottles of bleach and thought that it was going to last you, it doesn't work that way. Right. So now bleach is attainable. If you take a box of wipes, which is just the standard box that the top pops up, or even the little bags that you can refill, and you take 2 to 3 capfuls of bleach, or you can do up to half a cup of bleach and pour it into the wipes container. Guess what? The wipes will now soak up the bleach. And you have just created your own Clorox bleach wipes. Just that easy. I just gave you the game, y'all. I just gave y'all the game. So there's no reason why you cannot disinfect between every single client that walks in. You can take out one wipe. You wipe the chair. You wipe the arms of the chair. You wipe the neck of the shampoo bowl. You wipe the nozzle of the shampoo bowl. You wipe the shampoo bowl chair. You wipe the arms of the shampoo bowl chair. You wipe the inside of the dryer. You wipe the outside of the dryer. And you also wipe the dryer chair and arms. You have just disinfected every client. So you guys have no reason to say, oh, I don't have any access to disinfecting tools. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. Also, there are other companies that create disinfecting solutions outside of Lysol and Clorox. Lysol and Clorox aren't the only two companies. It can be generic. It can be whomever. Okay? You can take 91% alcohol and water and also pour that on wipes and create alcohol wipes. Same thing. There are companies online that are startup companies or that have been in business for less time than Lysol and Clorox who are knocked out of the box, that now everyone wants their stuff. There's environmentally friendly stuff that you can be using. EnviroCleanse. There's so many different companies that you can use to get your disinfecting products. This is why I said an action plan is very important, because you cannot get a lot of this stuff overnight. Okay? Okay, so we've covered how you're going to cover your client. We've covered how you're going to disinfect your salon. We've also covered how you are going to check your client when they come in and be accountable for each client's temperature when they come in, because one day will come, and I pray that this never happens. It may. A client gets sick and they swear on God's green earth that it was the only place they went and they came and saw you, and now you're responsible for their COVID symptoms, and you are held accountable for this to say, hey, no ma'am, you came in on September the 2nd. I checked your temperature on the way in the door, as I do every single client, and I logged your temp at that time of 97.8 degrees, 98.3, 98.2. At that time, you did not have a temperature. I also checked my temperature that morning before I came to work. My temperature that day was 98.4 degrees, ma'am. So you might want to go back and play with someone else. That's how it works. Okay? That's how it works. You got to cover yourself. you're not being mean, and you want to just make sure you stress that to your clients. While I understand that you're not used to these standards, I am not trying to be mean, but I have to be safe, and so do you. Okay? I have to be safe, and so do you. So once the client comes in, are you going to allow clients who have children to bring their children to the salon with them again? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ma'am, unfortunately, I know you're accustomed to bringing little Tai, Joy, and Becca to the salon with you to get their hair done or get your hair done. Unfortunately, we are in a time when that cannot happen. That is not possible. So you are going to have to find a babysitter, or I won't be able to service you. It's time to pick and choose who you're servicing and who you want to take the headache from too. Okay? Outside of that, another thing that I definitely suggest you do when it comes onto dealing with your clients is make sure that your clients understand what to expect from you and what you expect from them. I created a video for my clients where it was easier for me to create a video and send it to everyone, and also upload it to my YouTube channel and say, hey, I need you to watch this video before your appointment so you are accustomed to how things will be happening or running in the salon. So when my clients come in, they understand that they will be getting their temperature checked. They understand that if they decide that they want to wear gloves, that they have to come in barehanded with a new pair of gloves in their possession, ready to be used, because they will be required to wash their hands before they can put on those gloves. I do not believe in, oh, I'm coming in with gloves, I'm going to just wear my gloves the whole time. Sweetheart, you were touching everything outside, and then you think you're going to come into my space and touch everything with those same dirty, dingy gloves that you had on? No, baby. Gloves are cheap, so you are going to have to bring a new pair that I can see are new, and you will be washing your hands before you are able to put said gloves on. It's not to be mean. I understand some people don't have it. Well, if you don't have it, you shouldn't be at the salon getting your hair done. I'm sorry. If you can't afford a dollar pack of gloves, you definitely shouldn't be in the salon getting your hair done. If you have to skim on gloves, if you have to skim on any of that, then you shouldn't be in my salon. I'm sorry. That's just my. I also made sure that my clients understand you have to wear a mask the entire time that you're in the salon. I know some people are going to come in and they are going to say, oh, I'm claustrophobic. Oh, I don't like anything covering my face. Well, sweetheart, you will not be able to come into my salon either. You will not be able to come into my salon either. Okay? You will be required to wear a mask at all times. If I am shampooing you and we don't want your straps to get wet, you will have to hold the mask against your face. That's your choice. That's your choice. Atila says body temperature changes through the day. A client does not have a temperature in the morning, might have it in the afternoon without knowing about it or without telling you about it. That really doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter. At the time that they come to me, I could care less what their temperature was this morning, what their temperature was a day ago, what their temperature is going to be at 9 p.m. tonight. But your temperature when you get to my door needs to be 98.6 degrees or lower. I'm not really asking questions. I'm telling you what it is. That's how I am. What you do outside of my place for the 2 hours that we are together, or maybe 1.5 hours, or maybe 2.5 hours, that's my accountability. So 98.6 or lower. Some people might say 99. Some people might say 100. Some people might say, I don't care and don't check temperatures. But baby, I'm just giving you my advice and you don't have to take it. Period. Rita said you can use Everclear. Absolutely. Everclear is 160 proof. Is it 160 or 120 proof grain alcohol? Yes, I have Everclear at home as well. Absolutely. 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 So, as I was saying, when you are dealing with your clients, just make sure you have a plan of action. Neck strips are going to be very important as well if you are not going to be using disposable capes, because that's not what we mean. There's really no such thing. A disposable cape is a garbage bag. You can get bibs. Some color companies make bibs that people use as capes, but the bibs don't actually cover the entire body. Whereas a trash bag, you can cut the top, put it over your client, tie the sides, and their body's protected from water and product, and then they'll feel a lot better. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry guys, they were giving me some information on my car, which is where I'm at. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm at the tire shop. Anyway, as I was saying, if you're not going to be using disposable capes, please make sure you invest in some neck strips. Neck strips should have been being used anyway, or you are able to use the towel that was already around the client's neck, but it needs to be clean on the side that your cape touches. Here's the problem with styling capes. They are a porous material. They are cloth. Some of them are chemically resistant. If that is the case, then you are able to use them. If they are just a cheapo styling cape because you decided that you wanted to just be cheap, which is cool. Everybody, I'm not going to say cheap. You want it to be cost effective. I'm not going to say cheap. There's no such thing as cheap with that. You have a choice. If that is the case, then I definitely recommend making sure that you're using net strips, or you're able to put whatever you need to put a barrier between your client's body and your cape, especially the brim of the cape that touches the client's neck. And I can barely see. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Octavia says, I believe this opening up business is rushed so we can start paying the government back. They don't care about us. They absolutely don't. So you have to do your absolute best to just be careful for yourself. You have to do your absolute best. Yep. Octavia says, she's not being mean. That's just the truth she's speaking. I'm never mean. My goal is never to be mean. I'm just very straightforward, and I don't believe in taking 16 curves when I could have just went straight. Period. The pearls of wisdom that you're dropping, wow, thank you. I know what to look for when I get my nails done. Absolutely. So what I've been noticing with nail salons, if they have invested, because you're able to put a barrier between you and your client on a table. But when you're doing hair, we can't do hair behind a plexiglass. We have no way of actually moving you around behind a plexiglass. So what I've noticed with nail salons is that they are able to put a plexiglass or screen in front of them, and you are able to put your hands under it, which is great. That's even better, but I still recommend you wear a mask because you're around other people. I do still recommend that if you are going to a nail salon that does not use disposable bags in their pedicure bowl, definitely switch the place that you're going to. If you notice that these people, because a lot of these Chinese places, these nail places, a lot of these places don't sanitize like that. They barely want to spray Clorox spray or disinfecting spray in the bowl before they wash it. And then they're using the same scrub brushes that they're using to wipe your feet. Like, this is now the time when you really start evaluating how cleansly these places are. How cleansly they are. My pedicure person, she's in a private suite. Yes, I pay $45 for my pedicure, but $45, she's African American. That's number one. She gives me 1 full hour of a pedicure. She's not talking over my feet and talking gibberish and all that over my foot. No, she's not doing any of that. She's having a conversation with me. We're in a one-on-one environment. She's actually talking to me, and she's doing all she needs to do, and I don't have to deal with 1,800 people. Now, if you don't have that luxury, then of course do what you need to. But I highly recommend that you evaluate the places that you're going. If you go to a stylist who is not accustomed to being, she does a bomb style. She does a great wig, but nobody ain't got time for that, sweetheart. If you were dirty before this, I guarantee you're still damn dirty. So find someone else. If you walked in and it was always dirty, please find someone else. Please do. I really appreciate you. But I really hope you guys had gotten some information from this. Oh, a couple more things that just popped in my mind. I did notice that there are a lot of waivers that are going around, that you are able to create waivers for your clients to sign off that releases you from liability of any type of virus or bacterial infection that they may have contracted while being around you. You are able to require your clients to sign a waiver, which I am highly and hard thinking about this, where I do require my clients to sign a waiver when they come in, letting them know, number one, the salon has been disinfected, This waiver is for their protection and mine, and that they waive any sort of holding me liable for anything that may occur in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic or any sort of virus. So you are definitely welcome to use those as well. There are so many different companies that are selling waivers. And you can also create your own waiver, guys. It doesn't have to be government, state board certified. It just basically needs to outline basically what your sanitation is, what your requirements are. And this waiver is actually where you'd also be able to write down their temperature when they came in, to say you checked their temperature. You can put their name on the waiver. You can also have them sign it. So now you have a physical form that the client has signed that this was their temperature when they came in. This now releases you from any liability going forward. And every single time that client comes in, they must sign a new waiver form. Yep. So Perline, I'm definitely thinking about doing that. I'm probably tonight, I'm just going to work on creating a waiver kind of thing where it can be used to use in the salon. And then I'll probably just offer it for free, where if anyone does want to get a waiver created, I'll just email it to them. Some people are charging for it. I don't know if I should charge for it. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. But I know what the waiver should include, most definitely. And then because my brand is growing so much, and I have a platform, I have a face. People know me. People know my name. I definitely am going to make sure that it is something that I do. I just really sat here just now and I thought about it. And I know that a lot of people will intentionally attack larger brands or brands that they think have it. So they'll try to come after you for the littlest thing. So that's something that I'm definitely going to do. I just really sat here just now and made that decision and said, yep, I'm going to be doing the waiver as well, because I'm able to then really have accountability, because now you have to sign off that I checked your temperature and that you knew what your temperature was. People do lie a lot. Yes. People lie a lot. Outside of that, other than the waiver, you can use the waiver for makeup. You can use it for eyebrows. You can use it for your nails if you're a nail tech. If you're an esthetician, if you are an esthetician, you most definitely need to be providing a waiver form, because you are literally touching their entire body. You are rubbing them down, and you can't do a massage 6 feet away. You can't do a facial 6 feet away. You can't do anything. Yep. Yep, my daughter is texting me sitting right behind me inside. They killed me. So yeah, I'm going to work on the waiver tonight, and then make it something of, where I'll figure it out. But I know what my waiver, legally I know what my waiver would need to have. And it probably is something that I would highly stress, if you're a beauty professional, that you definitely offer that waiver as well. And if your client doesn't want to sign a waiver, they don't need to come to their appointment. So if your client doesn't feel like they should release you from liability, okay, sweetheart, well, you get surgery and you sign a waiver releasing liability. So you can't do your hair and do the same? That means we are in two different thought processes here. So more than likely, you don't need to sit in my chair. It's no different from the client who sued McDonald's because they didn't tell her the coffee was hot. As stupid as it sounds, it's a very good example. You didn't tell me the coffee was hot and it burned me, and they won the lawsuit. But if they had given you the coffee cold, you wouldn't have taken it. So that tells you that people will find the littlest thing to come after you. Period. And Perline, absolutely. You don't want to sign the waiver. That means you don't want your hair, face, nails, eyebrows, even a service as small as eyebrows. Okay? If you are an eyebrow tech, because there's some companies out there that just do brows. Yes, that $13 service is a little thing. But you can come up with a $13 million lawsuit from it. So guess what? They need to sign a waiver too. They need to sign a waiver too. Okay? So I really hope that you guys got a lot of good tips from this video. I really hope that you implement a lot of these different things that I'm talking about in your business. Of course, you have to run your business the way you see fit. But please, please, please make sure that you are taking good care of yourself and you are doing your due diligence to take care of your clients. Okay? We are in a new time in life. No one expected this time in life, but guess what? It is what it is. So now that businesses are opening back up, just make sure that you're doing your absolute best to protect you, protect your client, because inadvertently you're protecting your families too. Remember, one person reaches 10, 10 reach 100. It spreads just that easily. Okay, it's going to be a lot of people getting sick because they won't clean and disinfect. Absolutely, Darlene. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true.
All right, I got some bad news.
Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. Anyway. But yep, as I said, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and it's live. It's 125 of you on here, but only 55 thumbs up. So I'm going to assume that the information that I just gave out was of extreme value, because no one wants to tell you this information for the free. So please, 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 guys, if you don't mind, please go and hit the thumbs up button by literally closing the chat and going to thumbs up this live. If you're new to my on my channel, you have just stumbled upon one of the craziest, most blunt, most straightforward, most unpolitical correct people that you've ever met in your life, who just likes to be on YouTube and tell it like it is. No, I'm just playing. But no, you really stumbled upon a great channel, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Okay, so I'll see everybody on the flip side. Bye.